We're here in Valdosta, Georgia at the Man Cup World Finals, and I just thought I'd give you guys some information about aftermarket parts on the ZX14. A lot of people come to me and they ask me about the oil pan that I run and what kind of oil pan and the swing low oil pan and how much oil you put in it. Are they any good? Are the motors going to blow up? And I was probably one of the first ones to talk to him about this pan, and I've been watching him run the pan forever, and he goes teens on the 60 foot. He goes 790s with an all motor ZX14, no issues at all. So wanted to introduce you, and I wanted to show you the old version versus the new version of the swing low oil pan and why you should have one.
Hi, Rick Centered. I make the swing low oil pan. The first versions we put out were prototypes, and made about 10 or 15 or so. And Ricky actually was one of the first guys to get one. And
This is the
first generation right here.
Okay.
And the arm was longer, and I had a little bit more reach. But the problem with this one is,
so hold on, let's show them how this works, because nobody understands what the swing low oil pan, what the benefits are.
it fits in here, and when you take off, it goes to the back. It goes to the back with the oil.
So when you have a 120, 60 foot, something like that, regardless of what your 60 foot is, the pickup, when it swings back, because remember, G-force is going to make the oil run to the back of the pan. So this is the front of the pan, and this is the back of the pan. So G-force is naturally going to make the oil go to the back, right? And because this pan is so flat, if this didn't go to the back, it would cavitate. So.
And with this is the cavity that holds oil. This here holds almost a quart just in itself. So the oil has to go into here first. Anything above that is above it. That's the pickup. When you get to the other end, especially with the slider bikes,
they go forward,
right?
You
know, you let off the throttle, you're still 11, 12,000 RPM.
The oil shifts forward.
And so does this.
And so does this,
right.
the pickup.
Right. Now, in the first generation, I made this as long as I could, and we had to cut the pan gasket in order to install it. So
because the pan gaskets were thick.
Really wide.
Yes.
Right. And so that was an issue. You know, so I go to give this to customers, and they have, where do I cut the gasket? What do I do? So I wanted to make it simple.
A lot of extra questions.
Extra questions I didn't need. I needed to make this simple.
So, so what would you do? So in a case like this, you gave them instructions on how to put it, but they still had questions?
Yes. Okay. And you need to get away from that. This is the original front oil relocator, stuff like, and that's the way it comes. It didn't have, you reuse the stock gaskets. Sometimes they got torn, they pull out. I needed to do better, you know, just to do better for the customers. I didn't have to, but I needed to. I wanted to.
Okay. So this is the old generation, right?
So the new generation,
put that right here.
What we did, I shortened this up. I made this shorter than the old one.
Made the pickup shorter?
I made the pickup shorter.
Oh.
And this allows us to not have to cut the gasket. So now it'll swing through, it doesn't hit the gasket.
So you have that much more room there.
And this clears it. And then I put this bump in here, so this becomes bump stop.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, guys, look at that.
Right.
Or the new generation, the old generation, he added this bump stop.
Right.
And the reason why?
The reason why
is stop it.
Yep, going all the way back. I didn't want it to get stuck in this position. So now, wherever this hole is, this stops right on the end. And that's it.
Got
all right. And then I also thickened this up here, changed this up. Mm-hmm. So there was...
I see it.
Right.
You look between the two right here. Mm-hmm. You look between the two right here, you see a lot more surface area, a lot thicker right there. That way the gasket over
gets a better seal. I was using steel plugs and aluminum. They can strip, they can gall, stuff like that. So I moved to a brass plug, and I left this brass plug high. In case anything ever happens, if you have enough meat here, you can put your 1/8-inch pipe or a 1/4 inch pipe and give it a couple of turns to clean up the thread. So this gives you durability over oil change. You change oil every weekend, right?
Especially if you're running alcohol, you would change it
a lot
more than that.
Right.
Yes.
So those are the big changes in it. So
wow. So again, general question that everybody asks and the misconception is, is the relocator any different?
Yeah, well, yes. I took and put, I manufactured the thread-on piece
And
this is Loctite in there.
Anybody knows who is a mechanic who's done this and changed to had your pan cut or whatever. This is the pain in the ass.
Right. You can't get them out.
To get them out.
Right.
To put a new one in.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I did, I made new ones. You know, these aren't cut. These are manufactured. They're made out of 303 stainless. It's not going to rust, but it's buried in oil. But stainless was good.
Yes.
So these are Loctited in, so you never have to worry about them coming out.
Gotcha.
And now they come with O-rings.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
So yeah, once again, trying to make it as simple as possible. So in this case here, stock gasket, no modifications. You reuse the bushing for this.
The rubber bushing.
You reuse the rubber bushing. Take the drain tube out.
So wait, yeah, that's the same. Okay.
Yep, that's the same. All that same. What I do is just change the thickness of this.
Take the drain tube completely out.
Just take it out.
Okay.
All right. Then the crossover tube. Take the crossover tube down, spin it 180, and then flip it upside down. Put it back in. That's it. No modification, no grinding, no anything.
So just flip it 180 degrees.
And you have to flip it over.
Upside down. Okay.
And that solves everything. Now on the crossover tube, there is a shield around that. Take that shield off. There's a hex nut on the top for the oil pressure.
Oh yeah.
Unscrew that. Because when it gets to oil pressure, it'll squirt the oil out this way instead of up. That cup that stays on there shoots the oil up into the crankshaft, and it fills your breather box, your catch can, or whatever it may be.
Okay.
All right. So take the shield off.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. You can change this in the parking lot.
So the general question that most people have and people come to me about is how much oil pressure, the capacity of oil now that you have this swing low oil pan, how much oil are we using and why are we using that? Are we doing that?
I run 3.5 quarts in mine. Some guys run 3 3/4, sometimes 4 if you're skittish. But 4 usually puts oil up
in the air box.
Into the air box.
Right.
3, there's no problem.
3 or 3.5?
3.5.
3.5.
3.5 quarts.
So let's be clear about that. Instead of running 4 quarts of oil like you generally would in most race bikes, with the swing low oil pan, the capacity is cut 1/2 quart. Okay, and that's generally so that you don't push oil into the air box.
And you can play with it to see what works for you.
Okay.
How much do you get? What's acceptable for you?
Okay. So that's on motor, nitrous. Motor, nitrous, anything, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you tried it with a turbo rig?
Who's the guy running Pro Street?
Rob. Yeah, that's right.
He's
Rob
got
does have one. So yeah, it's been run on a Pro Street bike. It's been run on a nitrous bike, an all motor bike. So no issues there. The capacity is 3.5 quarts. The design of the new one is much better. Glad you did. And even on the relocator, this piece is a pain in the ass to get out the other one.
Now you don't have to worry about it.
Now you don't have to worry about that.
And then they're all serialized number. These here, this is number 165. That's how many are out in the market.
165 are out. So if you guys have a question about whether these things are reliable, this and that, there's 165 already out on the market. So if they weren't, and Rick's been doing this for 10 years? With this pan?
Yeah, this pan's about 6, 7 years.
7 years. So if they weren't reliable, it would be all over everywhere with today's social media world. He would be ruined. So the question, are they reliable? Absolutely. Do I run them? Absolutely. Would I recommend them? Absolutely. So if you have any questions, and I also, look at that. Y'all get that too to go on your bike. The swing low oil pan. Look at that. But anyway, if you have any more questions, you can get in touch with me. You can get in touch with Rick Steiner.
You can find me on Facebook. Easiest way.
Find them on Facebook. Where they find you at on Facebook? Right?
Rick Steiner.
There you go.
Yep.
STEINARD.
Yep.
So, any questions you have, if you want to order any, go to Rick Steiner. You can get in touch with me as well. But do I race them? The question is yes.